Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Elia Kazan, a visionary director who reshaped American stage and screen. Elia Kazan stands as one of the most influential and controversial figures in 20th century American entertainment. As a director, producer, and writer, he helped shape modern acting, introduced landmark works to Broadway, and crafted some of cinema's most enduring classics. His career, marked by innovation and conflict, left an indelible imprint on film, theater, and the cultural landscape. Early life and rise to prominence. Elia Kazan was born on September 7, 1909. In Constantinople, now Istanbul, to Greek parents before moving to the United States at a young age. Raised in New York, he studied at Williams College and later at the Yale School of Drama, where he developed a passion for performance and storytelling. Kazan began his career as an actor, joining the famed group theater in the 1930s. This experience, grounded in method acting and emotional authenticity, shaped his directorial approach and forged his lifelong association with some of America's greatest actors and playwrights. Broadway breakthroughs. Before making his mark in Hollywood, Kazan transformed Broadway. He became the go-to director for some of the era's most powerful new works, staging plays by Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller. His productions often featured raw emotional realism and groundbreaking performances. Among his most remarkable stage accomplishments were A Streetcar Named Desire, 1947, launching Marlon Brando into stardom; Death of a Salesman, 1949, a towering achievement of American theater. These productions solidified Kazan's reputation as a master interpreter of modern drama and a director who could shape iconic performances. A transformative force in cinema, Kazan transitioned to film with ease, bringing his theatrical sensibilities and commitment to realism to the big screen. Over the next decades, he directed a series of masterpieces that redefined American cinema. Signature works: Gentleman's Agreement, 1947, tackled anti-Semitism and won the Academy Award for Best Picture. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, captured the intensity of his Broadway hit with unforgettable performances. On the Waterfront, 1954, considered one of the greatest American films ever made, earning Kazan the Oscar for Best Director and immortalizing Marlon Brando's "I Coulda Been a Contender" monologue. East of Eden, 1955, introduced James Dean to movie audiences and showcased Kazan's talent for nurturing young talent. His films were daring, emotionally charged, and socially conscious, often confronting issues like prejudice, corruption, social pressure, and identity. A controversial chapter despite his artistic brilliance. Kazan's legacy is inseparable from his testimony during the 1952 House Un-American Activities Committee hearings. He named former colleagues associated with the Communist Party, a decision that fractured friendships and sparked lasting debate. For many, the act represented a betrayal. For others, it was an understandable choice in a time of political pressure and fear. The controversy shadowed the rest of his career and even provoked protests decades later when he received an honorary Oscar in 1999. Later career in writing: Kazan turned increasingly to writing and producing in his later years. He wrote several novels, including The Arrangement and America, America, the latter of which he adapted into a film based on his family's immigrant experience. His autobiographical works offer insight into his creative mind and personal conflicts. Legacy: Elia Kazan passed away on September 28, 2003, but his influence endures. He helped shape method acting, introduced audiences to legendary performers, and directed works that remain essential to American cinema and theater. However history judges him, Kazan's contributions are undeniable. He pushed artistic boundaries, expanded the emotional vocabulary of film and stage, and left behind a body of work that continues to inspire and challenge new generations. Directorial style. A pioneer of emotional realism, Elia Kazan's approach to directing was groundbreaking for both stage and screen. Influenced heavily by his time with the group theater and its emphasis on Stanislavski's method, Kazan pushed actors to explore psychological truth rather than theatrical exaggeration. Key elements of his style: psychological depth. Kazan encouraged actors to draw from personal experiences to build authentic characters. Naturalistic performances. His films often feel raw, intimate, and emotionally intense. Location shooting. While many directors of his era relied on studio sets, Kazan sought realism by filming in real environments. On the Waterfront, for example, was shot in Hoboken, giving the film its gritty, lived-in atmosphere. Social themes. Kazan frequently confronted issues such as immigration, class struggle, corruption, prejudice, and moral choices. His films combined personal drama with political and cultural critique. He famously said, "What I value most is people who are emotionally open, who feel." This philosophy defined his work. Collaborations with legendary actors. Kazan had a unique ability to identify talent and shape unforgettable performances. Many actors who became cultural icons were either discovered or elevated by him. Marlon Brando's intensity and emotional transparency resonated with Kazan. Their collaborations on stage and in film, especially in A Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront, produced some of the most influential performances in cinema history. James Dean. Kazan sensed Dean's raw potential instantly. In East of Eden, Dean's vulnerability and youthful rebellion created a new archetype in American film, the sensitive, troubled outsider. Vivian Leigh, Carl Malden, Julie Harris, Eli Wallach, and Warren Beatty all benefited from his guidance, with many delivering award-winning performances under his direction. A director who empowered actors. Kazan often treated actors as co-creators. He collaborated closely with them during rehearsals, dissecting motivations, relationships, and emotional stakes. This actor-first approach shaped modern Hollywood and influenced generations of performers and directors. Major films and their impact. A Streetcar Named
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.